Okay, very good afternoon to all the participants. So yesterday I have given you one assignment. कल मैंने आपको एक assignment दिया था. Yesterday I have given you one assignment that you have to calculate a resistance value for 6 LEDs. So what will be the value for resistance for 6 LEDs in a series? So I told you all the parameters yesterday. Now you have to tell me that what will be that value. तो value क्या होगी हमारी? So do it now, quick. Then after that we are going to start sessions. So you have to tell me about resistance value of 6 LEDs in a series and 6 LEDs in a parallel. So what will be the resistance value? So that I'm going to check it out in a practically also. Am I audible to everyone? Am I audible? Okay, that's great. So kindly, yes, do that calculations. So yesterday I have given you one assignment. That assignment was calculating resistance value when we are going to connect 6 LEDs in a series and 6 LEDs in a parallel. So how we have to calculate that resistance value? That formula I told you yesterday. कल मैंने आपको formula बताया था. Yesterday I told you that formula of calculation of resistance value. Now you have to tell me that what will be the value for 6 LEDs in a series. That formula is clear to everyone? So Galaxy M30, there I think kindly rejoin it. If you are not able to hear me, kindly rejoin it. Okay, that's great. So that formula I'm going to share with you again. क्या हमारा formula था? That formula you have to use it and you have to calculate it. Okay, this one is our formula. ये हमारा क्या था? Formula था. So this one is our formula that we have discussed yesterday for number of LED in a series. So what is happening? The number of LED is more. So more voltage is required over here. So some participant has calculated it. Great. Okay, some participant has given some recommendation that we have to use more than one battery. So some participant calculated in a parallel, that is 85.3. Okay, parallel is okay. So that we are going to check in a parallel. So tell me in a series also. Series में how much resistance is required for 6 LEDs in a series? So some participant has calculated 58, some participant 85. I will check it out practically. Okay, parallel is okay. What about series? So now we have to check it series. Yes, in a series it is coming negative. Why it is so? Parallel it is coming 58.3, but in a series it is coming negative 150. That is absolutely wrong. According to calculation, that is correct. But resistance value will never be in negative. So resistance value should be always in a positive. So आपके resistance की value always that resistance value should be always positive. Okay. So over here, very important point. When you are going to connect 6 LEDs in a series, so over there, what is happening? That current requirement, that voltage requirement of 6 LED is 12 volts, but you are going to supply only 9 volts. So your LED will not glow properly. So if you are going to connect, it will glow, but it will not glow properly without any resistance also. So what will be the impact over there? So minus will not work over there in that resistance. So let me suppose I'm giving you few more hints. अभी मैं आपको कुछ और hint दे रहा हूँ. I'm giving you few more hints. So let's see it. Okay. So over here you can see it. I'm going to make a circuit like just suppose it that for 6 LEDs in series, 6 LEDs are in series. Okay. So supply voltage is V supply that I'm going to take it, that is take it 18 volt. So I'm going to take V supply, that is 18 volt. All other parameter is same. Now you have to tell me that R value. R की value क्या होगी when 6 LEDs are in series? So these are 6 LEDs are in series. So you have to tell me. So अगर if 6 LEDs are in a series and supply voltage is 18 volt, so what will be the output? I mean, what will be the resistance requirement? So some participant is told over here that is 500 ohm. So let me check it. Let me check it. Is it 500 or something else? Okay, some participant calculated that is 300 ohm. Okay, let me check it. Is it 300 or not? So let me check it. So that I'm going to check it. Okay, so let me check it is 300 or something like that. If we are going to connect, if voltage requirement is more as comparison to the supply voltage, what we have to do it? We have to increase our supply voltage. If LED requirement voltage is more, then what we have to do? We have to increase that supply voltage. Let's see how we can do it. So over here you can see it. I'm going to create new circuit. Might be you have tried Tinkercad yesterday. Tinkercad try किया था सभी ने yesterday. Everyone has tried Tinkercad yesterday. Have you tried it or not? Respond in the chat box. Have you tried it? Yes, that's great. That's great. Okay, let's make the circuit over here, and I'm going to test it, all the circuit. And after that, I'm going to discuss about microcontroller, their sensor interfacings. So be with me. Okay, over here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to select my LEDs, 6 LED, I'm going to connect it. Let's see how it is working. So practically you have to visualize it. 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to connect it. So positive you have to connect with negative, and negative you have to connect with positive. So now I'm going to connect one resistance and 12 volt battery, we have to connect it. So how to make, 18 volt, how we have to make it 18 volt? So we have to take two batteries. So when we are going to connect batteries in a series, so what is happening? Voltage will get increased and resistance will be same. So this one is positive, positive we have to connect with negative, and this one is negative. So negative we have to connect with negative. This one is my negative side. You can see it also. This one is anode, this one is cathode. So cathode is ground and this one is positive. So this connection we have to make it, and now we have to check it 300. At 300 value we have to check it. So I'm going to check it at 300 over here, so that you can do it like this. So now check it, start simulation, and you can check it what is happening. So over here, what you can do it, you can start it. Now it is working fine. You have connected two batteries. Now you can check with multimeter also the supply voltage, that how much voltage you are giving over here, that you can check with multimeter. So you can connect this multimeter, and ground you can connect with ground. This one is ground, and that positive you can connect with positive output. This output we are taking positive, and you can check it how much the voltage you are giving. You are giving that 20 volt, but there is some voltage drop, that is 7.9 volt is going on over there. So mean that value you have told me that is not correct. So let me make it 150. It's showing some warning, so that is warning. So make it 200. It's warning 250. Again it's saying warning 300. Yes, 300 is correct answer. So there is some voltage. Okay, that is very close to 18 volt. No need to worry about it. Yes. So you can see it. It's working fine. So you can check it with parallel also, and you can make it in, and you can try it also. So you can make any kind of circuit series and parallel over here in a simple way that you can do it. So let me delete all the circuit over here. So I'm going to do now some advanced things. So what advanced things we are going to do? We are going to discuss about microcontroller. So what is microcontroller, that I'm going to discuss, and then after that we are going to understand their sensor interfacing, input, output, each and everything we are going to discuss over here. So let me start that microcontroller. Be with me. I'm going to open that PPT so that I'm going to share with you. Yes. So let's get started. Let me share with you. Okay. So over here we have earlier what we have discussed. So I'm going to make it quick overview. This one is Tinkercad tool. We have used it, and after that this one is a microcontroller. So what is microcontroller? So a small computer on a chip, on a single chip, that is known as a microcontroller. So in a microcontroller, what we can do, we can integrate all these things in a single board. So in a simple way, in a microcontroller, there is ADC also, and there is microprocessor also. So everything is over there, and there is RAM also, programmable memory also. So you can see it, everything is integrated in. So when we talk about microprocessor में क्या होता है, that I told you yesterday also. The microprocessor में, in microprocessor you will able to find all the external device like external memory, external RAM, and external input output. Everything you will find external. So that is the major difference. And but very important point, in microprocessor processing power is higher, and but in microcontroller that processing power is small, memory is small, and that can be used for dedicated applications. So what is a development board? In a development board, that is a printed circuit board that designed to facilitate work with a particular microcontroller. Mean one microcontroller we have to attach, and there is input, output, voltage regulator, and few LEDs also connected. That is known as development board. So this Arduino is a development board. That is not only microcontroller, that is a development board over here. So typically the circuit included in this development board, that is power circuit, programming interface, and input and output LEDs. So might be you have tried that 8051 or another microcontroller. So over there what we have to do it, we have to use separate programmer, then we have to use separate power supply. So everything we have to use separately. But in this microcontroller development board, everything is integrated in this board. Just we have to plug and play. Then we have to connect USB, and we will able to upload any program from their IDE. So IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. That is software part of the Arduino. Yes. So that is being developed by three friends. So two friends, name is mentioned over here. That is in 2005, Benji and David. So David Crucius. So this one is an open source tool. You can make your own also. So that also you can do it. This one is Arduino Uno board. So that programming we are using it for coding, that is C++, processing and Java also. So generally we are using that C++. So this one is your customized board. Like if you have to make your project, so how you can make it? You can make cost-effective project like this. I have used Arduino microcontroller and I programmed this Arduino using my Arduino board. I have used it for programming it. But after programming this microcontroller, I removed my microcontroller and I uploaded that deployed that microcontroller in my project. That also you can do it. You can deploy your project in your hardware. So you can save a lot of cost. So in a practical point of view, that cost of Arduino Uno is approximate 400 to 500 rupees. But what you can do, you can make this project up to 200 rupees. So your project will get completed in within 200 rupees using that only microcontroller IC. That cost is only 100 rupees that you can use it. So now this one is a Arduino Uno development board that you can see. So this one is a Arduino Uno development board. So over here, what are the input output that we have to see? So you can see it: power, input, output, digital input, output, SCL, SDA, reset. So what is the meaning of all these input output? So that is very important to understand it. So when we are going to learn or when we are going to drive any bicycle, so what we have to do, we have to learn all the parameter of that bicycle. So that is very important. So how we have to brake it, how we have to turn it. So over here, similar way, we have to understand about this microcontroller development board, then only we will able to use it safely. So maximum time student used to damage their microcontroller board because they don't know about this in detail. So sometimes they are doing mistake and your board will get damaged. So that is very important point, that how you have to use it. So these are input and output pins over here. These are, you can note it down also if you're having a notepad. That would be a good practice. So this one is a digital input output, PWM. You can see 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11. 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11. Okay. So then these are SCA and SDL pins. So that is for advanced applications. So what is input and output? Input mean like just think like that, like human being. So how you are going to get input? So how we are going to take an input in our body? So we are going to use touch. We are going to take input via smell. We are going to take input via eyes. We are going to take input via ears. So nose. So these are few parameters with the help of a few sensors in our body. With the help of that, we are going to take input in our body. So that input we are going to take via with the help of parameter. So after that, what we can do, what are the output in our bodies? So mouth is a output device. So similar way, our hands and our foot, those are output device. Otherwise, if we talk about emotions, emotion means body postures. That is also output. So these are outputs. So so that we can do it. Yes. So these are in this microcontroller. When we talk about this microcontroller, these are output, input. So these are digital input, output. So what is digital? What is analog? That is very important. So when we talk about a digital input, output, as an example, I'm just going to tell you what is digital input and output. So in digital input and output, you can see in a digital, like is a switch. Just take an example of your fan. So if you are going to turn your fan on and off, that is example of digital input and output. So how you can take that digital input output from that fan button? So in your fan button, just you are going to turn it on. It means you are going to turn on your fan with full speed. So that you are going to do it. So how you can control that speed, that is second part. First we have to turn on your fan and off your fan. Second example you can take for input output, that is your light. So when you are going to turn your light on with switch, that is digital output, and when you are going to turn it off, that is also digital output. So these are outputs, digital output. So what is digital input? So when you are going to read that state of your button, like that button is on or off state, that you can see with the digital input. So after that, these are analog input. Analog input mean any kind of analog sensor. Analog sensor in a simple way, that is variable. So what is meaning of analog sensor? Example I'm just sharing with you, temperature sensor. So temperature is continuously varying. So it means that is analog signal, that is not high and low, that is analog signal. Similar way, one more example, that potentiometer, that is also analog signal it will give. So third example I'm just giving you. So that fan speed, if you are going to turn on your fan button, but your fan regulator is at 0 speed, your fan will not start running. So as you are going to rotate your fan regulator, your speed will continuously get enhanced. So, so that we can do it, and we can control that speed also. So there is two mode of input, like temperature. If we have to read it, we have to do analog input. But with the fan speed, for that we have to give analog output. So from these pins, from A0 to A5, we can take analog input to this microcontroller. But there are few minus pin over here, like 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11. These are minus pin is indicating these are PWM pin. PWM pin mean, in a simple way I'm just talking about it, you can give analog output from these pins. You can take analog input from these analog pins, and you can give analog output from these minus pins. These pins can be used as a digital also, and can be used as a analog output also. So this one is a power socket. You can give power to your board with the help of this, that you can do it. So with the help of that power, yes. So you can give power to this module with 9 volt or 12 volt supply, but this module, this Arduino board will operate it on 5 volt only. If you are going to give any more than 5 volt to any digital or analog pin, this board will get damaged. So how much power we have to give it? So we have to give power over here, that is 5 volt to this board, but we can supply 9 volt over here. But there is one voltage regulator over here, that is 7805, something like that. That will convert that 9 volt into 5 volt, and that supply will be given to your board. That supply is being given to this board, that is 5 volt. So after that, let's see, this one is a reset button. So these are few more detail about this. So this one is a USB port, reset button, and this one is a microcontroller. Name of this microcontroller is 8MEGA 328P. 8MEGA 328P. So over here that you can use it, 8MEGA 328P, and you will able to program it. So these are 5 volt and ground pins over here. There are 2 grounds. So you can connect any external sensor also with this board using ground and 5 volt or 3.3 volt. There are 2 hardware serial. So you can connect any serial communication device with this Arduino board in a very easy way. So now I'm coming about, yes, Arduino Uno specifications. So you can see it, this one Arduino Uno board, what are the specifications? So the microcontroller we are using, that is 8MEGA 328P, and operating voltage is 5 volt, and input voltage that is recommended 7 to 12 volt, and digital input output pin, that is 14, and 6 PWM. 6 PWM in PWM stand for pulse width modulations. So that is being used for giving analog output signal. That is one technique that I will discuss later on how we have to use it. So total analog pin in this microcontroller development board, that is 6. So DC current per input output, that is very important. This point is very important. I'm just going to highlight you. So DC current you can give at the output, that is 40 milliampere from each pin. So you can give 40 milliampere from each pin. It means when you are going to connect LED, so when you are going to connect LED, two LED you can connect with one pin. So you can take maximum 40 milliampere. If you are going to connect motor with the Arduino, then what will happen? Your Arduino will get damaged. So that is very important point. You cannot connect more than 40 milliampere current rating appliance with the Arduino. So how you will connect any AC appliance? For that you have to use some driver circuit. So that I will discuss with you, that how you can use that driver circuit. So that is flash memory. You can note it down, these parameters. These are very important parameters. 32 KB flash memory and 0.5 KB is being used in their bootloader, that is inside this microcontroller. So this one is a RAM, that is 2 KB, EEPROM, that is 1 KB, clock speed, that is 16 megahertz, that is operating in that is speed of that microcontroller, that is 18 megahertz. So over here you can see it. There are three major components in Arduino development board. What are three major components? First one is physical hardware, then environment. Environment means that is software environment for programming. Then after that there is a community and a philosophy. Community means, so there is community over there. You can write any kind of queries and you will find lot of tutorials, example over there in this community. So that also you can use it. So many program you will find open source with this Arduino board, and you can easily able to program anything whatever you want to do it. So that you can do it. This one is Arduino board. So these are different type of Arduino board for different applications. Like if you want to do want to purchase Arduino for learning purpose, then this one is a Arduino Uno, that is good for learning purpose. This one is a Arduino Mega, that you can see it, that is Arduino Mega. If you need more input output pin, because in the Arduino there is only 14 digital pin, but you want to connect more sensors, so what you can do it, you can connect these pins over here. These you can connect this Arduino Mega board, and there is 58 pins. So if you want to make it in a small course, small project, or you want to decrease that Arduino size, you can use this Arduino Pro Mini, that is Arduino Mini. You can see it. Sorry, Arduino Nano. This one is Arduino Mini. So in Arduino Nano, microcontroller is same in both the microcontroller. But very important point is that both are having a different size and input output ports over there. So that also you can use it. So this one is Arduino Nano, and this one is Pro Mini. Yes, this one is Nano. This one is Pro Mini. So that you can see it also. That is also written over here. This one is a lily pad. If you are going to make some project related to any kind of, that you have to attach on a cloth, so that also you can use it. For that you can use that lily pad. Like an example, I'm just going to share with you. If you are going to make something for a doctor and you are going to mount that device in PPE kit, so personal protection kit. So what you can do, you can take this lily pad and you can stitch it also in a cloth. So that also you can do it. So stitching can be done using this microcontroller, and you can connect input and output, all these things, and you will be able to operate it. So these are links, simple example how you can write program over there. You can simply write program in a very simple way, like input, setup, output. So I will tell you in detail also how we can do programming. So kindly note down these things. These are terminology in a programming. So when we are going to do programming, so what are the terminology that we are going to use, that you can see it. So first one is a sketch. So in a sketch, what you can do it, you can sketch is a program. So whatever program you are going to write, that is known as sketch. Then pin. Pin means that can be input pin or output pin. There will be two type of pin, either input pin or output pin. So then after that you can see it digital. Value is either high or low. So digital mean you can give high and low like this. You can write it analog. You can write analog or you can read analog. So when you are going to write analog, you have to write in 0 to 255. When you are going to read analog, then you are going to read in 0 to 1023. That I will let you know what is the meaning of it. So don't worry about it. Yes. So after that, you can see it. These are programming structure कि जब आपको input output देना है, when you have to give the input and output, how you can write program. So over here you can see it, that pin mode, that pin number and mode. So this pin mode mean which pin you are going to use it, that you have to define it. So any pin you are going to use in the Arduino, first of all what you have to do it, you have to define it, what is input and what is output. So which pin you are going to take as a input and which pin you are going to take as a output. So after defining that pin, you have to read it, either you can read it high and low, and you can write it in this format. So this programming in the Arduino is a case sensitive. Case sensitive mean, so when you are going to write digital write, so W should be capital, and when you are going to do digital read, R should be capital over there in a very simple way that you can do it. And the same thing that I shown over here, that maximum current you can get output from the Arduino, that is 40 milliampere, that you can do it. Okay, that you can see. So this one is delay we can take in millisecond. So these are few components so that you can use it with the Arduino. So now I'm coming back to Tinkercad. Let's come to Tinkercad. But before that, let me discuss with few components. So what is push button? Push button mean what input and output you can give and you can take. You can see it carefully. So you can take digital input using push button. So as you are going to press any push button, you are getting signal high, otherwise you are going to get signal that is low signal. So after that there is switch. Switch mean you can use it as a switch, close or open circuit. Polarized mean bipolar it is, so there is no polarity. Needed resistance, आपको resistance connect करना पड़ेगा. You have to connect resistance with this. That I will let you know how you can use resistance. So then trim potentiometer. So you can use trim potentiometer. This one is a trim potentiometer, trim pot meter. So this one is analog input. So you can read it with the analog input voltage using this. So after that, you can see that is LDR, light dependent sensor, that you can do it over here, that you can see it. So over here you can see it. We can call it also trim port. So after that, you can see that third component, that is photoresistor, that I told you yesterday also. So this one is a photoresistor. Photoresistor is also known as LDR. Functioning is light dependent resistor. Mean it depend upon light. So when light is falling on this resistance, this sensor, so resistance is changing. So during its darkness, resistance will be higher. As we are going to increase light intensity, so resistance value will get decreased. So that is very important. So this one is analog input also. This one is a relay. With the help of that you can control AC appliance. So AC appliance you can control using this relay module. So how you can use the AC appliance over here, that I will let you know. Then after that, temperature sensor, with the help of that you can read analog input. So relay is digital output. So you can give only digital output with this relay module. So over here, temperature sensor, that is analog input. Flex sensor, that is also analog input. Soft trim port, that is also analog input or variable resistor, you can say it. RGB LED, you can give analog output or digital output also. So these are few more detailed component over here that you can see it. Photoresistor, piezo buzzer, piezo element. So I'm going to tell you about piezo element also today, how we can use it. This one is a temperature sensor, this one is a transistor, this one is a DC motor, this one is a push button. So you can use all these things over here. So this one is a flex sensor, this one is servo motor, and this one is relay again, IC, LCD, this one is a breadboard. So how we can use a breadboard, that is very important point over here. So that already I said with you, Ohm's law, water analogy also I told you earlier. So what is the difference over here, that you can visualize it. So this one is about multimeter. Yes, this one is a breadboard. Breadboard is being used for making a prototype. So when you have to do many connections, so no need to do soldering. So you can avoid soldering and you can connect with the breadboard. And after that, you can reuse those components in a very simple way, that you can do it. So that you can do it over there. So after that, what you can do it in this breadboard, how you have to make a connection, that you can see. So you can see internal structure. In a breadboard, you can see at the back side, these strips are connected. It means these rows are connected like this, and these columns are connected like this. Positive mean all the positive, negative mean all the negative. So I will let you know in the practical when we are going to do it, how we have to use it like this. All the connection you can see it over here, like positive and negative, positive and negative. So these are ABCD like this. So these are components that I told you about yesterday also. This one is LED, light emitting diode. This one is a resistance. So this one is a very important component, that is potentiometer. And potentiometer is working as a voltage divider. It's working as a voltage divider. So first we are going to understand about voltage divider, that how we are going to use it. So then we are going to use this potentiometer. So what is voltage divider? Voltage divider means we have to divide some voltage for some applications. So let's come back to Tinkercad and do some circuit. Over here, what we are going to do, we are going to connect any LED and we are going to make a program. So I'm going to discuss first of all output. So how we can do programming for this LED. So how we can do it, that I'm going to tell you right now. So you can see it over here. This one is my LED and I'm going to write code over here. So this one is by default, that I did it yesterday also, but I'm going to tell you that embedded C code also, how you can do embedded C code over here today. So how you can do two things I'm going to tell you today, what is digital input and what is digital output. So over here I'm going to give digital output. So this one is the output block. This one is the input block. So when we are going to take anything input like digital or analog, so we are going to use this block, and all these blocks are for input. So after that, these are control. In a control, you will find all conditions, if conditions, else condition, everything you will able to find it over there. So this one is a repeat block. This one is while conditions, if and then, if and else condition. This one is a for loop. So all these things we are going to use it practically. So let's do output. So we are going, yes, this one is the math. Over there you will find operators and comparators and some function of that mathematics function also, some constraint that we are going to use it earlier. So over here what we are going to do, this one is a variable. You can create some variable also over here. So that I will discuss later on. So I'm going in a output. So what you can do, you can take any pin, that is digital pin. Select that pin, 12 number pin, you are going to take it. So that is digital pin. So you are going to give digital output that will be high and low. So over here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some delay, take this delay, and after that you can duplicate it. So this one is high and low command in this LED. So that is for one LED. So you can see your code also simultaneously what is happening. You are going to define pin. So that is pin mode. First of all, you have to define pin. So as you are going to take this pin, so automatically this one will come. So pin mode, that is 12 number output. If you are not going to define it, so what will happen? So I mean you are not going to get proper output at your pin number 12. So very important point is that you have to use it properly, then only you will able to do it. So that you can see it over here. Yes. So over here you can see it. Now after that, what is happening in the loop? This one is a void setup. This one is a void loop. So when you are not going to take any block, so you will find void setup and void loop. Those are basic things. So don't worry, I'm going to explain about the coding from selecting blocks. Then after that, I'm coming back to this. So over here, you can see both the things simultaneously. So go to output and take second block. For this one block is digital output, and this one block is for analog output. So this one is for rotate servo, and this one is play speaker if you want to play some tone. This one is turn off speaker. This block is for serial printing, and this one is for RGB LED. So that also you can use it over here. So these are blocks over here in the output. In input, digital input, analog input, read degree of servo pin, number of serial character available, read from serial, read ultrasonic sensor, and trigger. So you can use for reading ultrasonic sensor also, distance measurement, read temperature sensor also, that also you can use it in a block. So I'm going in a output first, then after that I will come to the input also. So let's see it. So this one is output. So I'm going to select digital output. Select 12 number pin. So this one is high. You can see it. As I just took that pin, so automatically it is being defined in a setup, and then you can see it, digital write 12 number high. So after that, go to control, or if you want to connect two pins, so mean you want to make a pattern of two LED, mean one LED on, second LED off, again one LED on, second LED off. So how you can make that pattern with two LED? So if you want to glow two LED, go to output again, take another pin and make it 11 number pin and make it low. So after that, you can see that 12 number pin, digital write, 11 number pin and low. That syntax of embedded C programming. So after that, go to control and take this weight. Okay. So after that, I'm going to duplicate it. So after duplicating, this one is high, and after 1 second, I want that this one should be low, and this one is low, 11 number pin is low. I want that 11 number pin should be high. So let me select 11 number pin is already selected, make it high. Okay. So this program we made for blinking LED to LED. So if you are going to connect multiple LED, that also you can do it over here, and you can blink them with a different pattern. If you want to make a traffic light, that also you can make it. If you want to make ambulance light, that also you can make it over here, and you can program it also in a very simple way. So let's start simulation. So I'm going to start simulation over here. Yes. But before starting simulation, we have to connect two LEDs. So one more LED we have to connect it, at which point ground, cathode should be connected with the ground, and anode should be connected with 11 number pin. So now start simulations. You can see one LED is on, second is off. So delay is 1 second. You can increase that blinking time also. How you can increase it? Decrease that delay time. So you can do it 0.5, and you can make it also 0.5 so that you can visualize it, then start simulations. So this one is working now. You can see this one is working fast now. There is some warning why it is so, because we need a resistance also over here, because that voltage we are supplying from the Arduino, that is 5 volt, but our LED can support that is 2 volt only, that we have already discussed. So this one is a simple code that you have to do it for blinking LED. So you can blink LED with different pattern also, and you can make your festival light also. Yes. This one is a digital output. So now after that, I'm going to discuss about digital read. So how we can do digital read? So when we talk about digital read, so we have to read something, and after that we can put some conditions. So for that, what we have to do, so we have to go to input. In input, we have to take first block. First block is read digital pin. So this one block we have to take it, and after taking this block, what we have to do it, we have to select pin number. So pin number, which one pin you are going to use for digital read in the Arduino. So any pin you can use over here as a digital input also, because these all pins are as a digital input and digital output. So I'm going to use these pins for digital input. So let me do it over here, like select any pin. So I'm going to take it 4 number pin. Just suppose any pin you can take it. 4 number pin digital input, that you can see it over here. Pin mode 4 number pin input. This syntax is same. Just only input we have to write with pin number 4. So after that, this one is also defined digital read pin number 4. So what we want to do with this value? This one will read the status of any kind of sensor at 4 number pin. So let's see it. So I'm going to give output. So we will not able to see when we are going to read any sensor. So for that, what we have to do? We have to do serial printing. So serial printing is a new term that I'm going to use it, serial print. So what is the meaning of this? As I'm going to put this block we have to put over here. If we are not going to put it, so you can see it will print serial.print hello world. So that you can see hello world. So over here you can start simulations. So as you are going to start simulation, how you will open serial monitor? You can click over here at the bottom side. So you can see it over here, hello world. Hello world is continuously coming, that you can see it. So now after this hello world, you can see it. You want to print over here on the sensor value. This sensor value you can check it out on the serial monitor. So how you can check it out? So I'm going to drag it and drop it in this place. So where we have to drag it, this value we have to drag and drop it. So now it will print value that we are reading from 4 number pin. So 4 number pin value will be get stored and get printed on serial monitor over there in the Arduino or in the Tinkercad. So let's start simulation and you can see it. So over here you can see it, and that value is coming 0 because we have not connected any sensor over here with 4 number pin. So I'm going to connect any sensor right now. So any digital sensor you can take it. So how you can connect any digital sensor? So I'm going to take any digital sensor, that is PIR sensor. This one is a digital sensor. So how it will work? So if any object will come in front of the sensor, then only it will detect it. So how we can use the sensor? So how we can make any alarm or something like that? That also I will let you know. So first what I'm going to do, I'm going to read it only. So how you can read it? Let me show you. Okay. Now what we have to do it, for connecting the sensor, there is 3 terminal, power, signal and ground. So this one is a PIR sensor, proximity infrared sensor. So it will use for detecting human being or any living being. so that we can detect using this sensor. So it's detecting human being heat and as well as motions. So both thing is if the, is there, then it will detect it and it will give signal high, that is 1, 0 and 1. So you can see it also that how it is working separately. So let me show you how it is working. So I'm going to connect power to this sensor with the Arduino. You can connect 5 volt. 5 volt with power you have to connect it. And ground you have to connect with ground. You can do color code also in the wiring. So you can make it this wire, you can make it ground. Ground means black. So this one is 5 volt, you can make it red. So that you can do it. And this one is signal. So signal means I'm going to check it with multimeter that how much output I'm going to get when I'm going to operate it. So this one is positive, you have to connect with output. And this one is ground. So ground you have to connect with ground. So let me check it how it is working. So start simulation. Now I'm not going to read it in the Arduino directly. I'm just giving from the Arduino, I'm just giving power to this board, nothing else. From the Arduino, I'm just giving power to this PIR sensor, nothing else. But this one is my multimeter. Over there, I'm going to check this multimeter, this sensor output. Let's see how it is working. So I'm going to start simulation and any person is coming in front of it. Now you can see it. This one is any person. If any person is coming, so how much output it is giving? That is approximate 5 volt. So 5 volt it is giving when any person is moving. If any person is stationary over there, so it will give 0 volt. So if again any person is moving, then you can see it will give 5 volt, 5 volt or 0 volt, 5 volt or 0 volt. So mean it is giving signal high or low. High mean 5 volt, low mean 0 volt, that you can see. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to read this value in my Arduino. So let's see how we can read it with 4 number pin, and then after that we are going to check it out also. So at 4 number pin that you can see it, we have connected it, and now I'm going to check it in my serial monitor also. So these LEDs I'm not using right now. I'm just only using the sensor for reading it. You can remove them also. So those LEDs are, I'm not going to use it. So where the sensor is being used? So this sensor is being used in many automatic doors. Might be you have seen few doors in hotel, restaurant, and hospitals, and many places you have seen that automatic door. So over there, this PIR sensor is being used. So I'm going to check it and going to run it. So start simulations, go to code, and I'm going to just go going in a block only so that you can visualize it also. Only blocks, yes, now you can see it. Come back to this. So now I'm going to start simulation. So now you can see output is coming 0. So we are reading signal from 4 number pin, that value is 0 right now. So as any person is coming in front of the sensor like this, so it will read 1. Mean this sensor is giving 5 volt to this 4 number pin. So microcontroller Arduino will read it as a 1 high. 1 mean high. So that you can see it, how you can do digital read. So for doing digital read, what program you have to write, that you can see it over here, block plus text. So this one simple program we have written. So in this program you can see pin number 4, that is input, serial begin, that is 9600. So why we are going to write the serial begin? So when we are going to do any kind of serial printing, so for that we have to initialize some library for doing serial print. So which library we have to install it? So that serial.begin library we have to use it. That is inbuilt in the Arduino. So no need to install it separately. So then when we have to begin it, then we have to write it in this format. So when we have to print anything, we have to print it in this format. So I did nothing in my code. That code is being generated automatically. So that you can see it over here. Now after doing this, we have used phone number pin for reading digital input. So now we are going to talk about few more programming concept over here in this board. So how we can use it, let me show you by PPT. Okay, yeah, I think it is visible to everyone. So these are push button and all that. So how you have to use push button, that is very important. So push button को आपको जब भी use करना है, whenever you have to use that push button, you have to use one resistance over here. So that is pull up and pull down. So what is the meaning of pull up and pull down? That is very much important that I'm going to discuss with you. So what is pull up and what is pull down? Now you have to tell me. So first of all, I'm going to ask from you that what is pull up and what is pull down. So respond me in the chat box. What is pull up and what is pull down? Register. So what is the meaning of pull up register and what is the meaning of pull down register? Respond in the chat box. Yes, do it, hurry up. PMOS pull up and MOS means pull down. Okay, or other. While it is connected to supply, it is pull up. Okay. Other, yes, yes, good, good. Yes, good. Pull up resistance is the resistance when PMOS is on. Okay, or so yes, I want to respond. I want more response from your side. So otherwise, I'm thinking that you are sleeping. So if you are waking, so kindly respond something over there. Might be that is wrong. No need to worry. So some participant is writing pull up mean resistance to high volt. Yes, that is also correct. So I'm looking forward for more response. Yes, yes. Okay. So and connected pull down also you can say it. So simply I'm going to tell you what is the meaning of pull up and pull down. So simply as a simple example you can see it. Okay, keep it simple. Keep it simple. So you can see it over here. So when you are going to get without pressing this push button, if you are going to get output that is ground. So means 0 volt. When without connecting this push button, if you are getting 0 volt at the output, so this resistance is known as pull down resistor. This one is a pull down resistor. So when you are going to get 0 volt at the output without pressing push button, that is pull down resistor. So when you are going to get 5 volt output without pressing push button, and when you are going to press push button, then you are getting output that is ground, that is pull up resistor. So this one is over here, that is pull up, that you can see it over here. This one is pull up and this one is pull down. Just pause it, see it, how it is working. So when you are going to press this button, what is happening? You are going to connect this one with VCC. So by default, without pressing this button, you are getting 0 volt. So without pressing button, you are getting 0 volt. As you are going to press button, you are going to get 5 volt. 5 volt. But over here, what is happening? Without pressing push button, you are getting 5 volt. Or as you are going to press push button, you are going to get 0 volt. So that is working reverse. So this one is a pull up. This resistance is known as pull up. This resistance is known as pull down resistor. So why we are using it? If we are not going to connect this resistance, so what is happening? So if we are going to connect directly this 5 volt to the Arduino, so your Arduino board will get damaged. आपका Arduino का बोर्ड क्या हो जाएगा, डैमेज हो जाएगा. Your Arduino board will get damaged when you are going to directly connect this with Arduino pin. So we have to use pull up and pull down whenever we are going to use that resistance. So whenever we are going to use resistance, that push button, so we have to use always we have to use either pull up or pull down resistor. So one more thing is that you can use it. There is internal pull up also in the Arduino. So there is one internal pull up also, that also you can use it. So when you are going to use internal pull up, so then you no need to use this circuit. So this circuit is also not needed. This circuit is also not needed. Only you have to make upper connections, that I will let you know how we have to do it. So this circuit we have to use it when we are going to use internal pull up. Only this resistance we have to remove it, and we will able to use it, and without resistance we can use it also. So let's see it how you can use it. Okay, this one is a PGO buzzer. So I will explain it again in that how you can use it, pull up and pull down practically. So don't worry about it. So what is PGO buzzer? So PGO is a electric element over there, and with the help of that you are going to get some frequency, some vibration you are going to get. So over here you can use that kind of PGO crystals, and you will get something at the output in the format of some sound. So in a buzzer you are getting some tone or some sound, so that you are getting with the help of that PGO crystal. So there are two type of buzzer. One is active buzzer and what is passive. One is passive buzzer. So tomorrow assignment is that you can note it down. Tomorrow assignment, you have to identify the difference between active buzzer and passive buzzer. So that you have to note it down, and you have to tell me in tomorrow sessions. So what is difference between active buzzer and passive buzzer? So now I'm coming back to my pull up and pull down, how it is working practically. So this circuit I'm going to use in the Tinkercad, and I'm going to show you how it is working. So let's see how we can use it. So this one is my Tinkercad. So first of all, I'm going to understand about pull up and pull down. So how we can use it. So I'm going to make a circuit over here about one resistance. So this one is the resistance. And how you can use push button. So push button is very important point to use it, how we can use it. So let me share with you how you can use this push button. Wait, I'm just going to share with you push button. Okay. So this one is my push button over here, that you can see it. So how we have to connect push button with the Arduino for doing digital input. So अगर आपको digital input लेना है, how you can read it digital. So you can use push button also rather than that sensor. But when we are going to use push button, we have to use that pull up also. Otherwise it will not work. So you can see that pull up and pull down in a very simple way, that you can see. This one is you can see over here a pull down resistor. So by default you are getting 0. As you are going to press your push button, you are getting 5 volt. This one is a pull up resistor. So by default you are getting 5 volt. When you are going to press push button, you are going to get output that is 0 volt. So that is known as pull up resistor, and that is pull down resistor. So that we have to use with the microcontroller like this. So microcontroller, how we have to use that pull up and pull down resistor with microcontroller, and why it is needed. Just pause it. Over here you can understand it practically. Just pause it if you are not going to use this resistance. So what is happening if you are going to bypass it like this? So direct 5 volt is going in the Arduino. So this by default this pin is ground. In Arduino all these pins are by default ground or low, ground or low. So as you are going to give 5 volt from the Arduino, this one is 5 volt wire. So if you are going to give 5 volt like this from over here, and this one is ground, what is happening? So when you are going to connect 5 volt with ground, so what is happening? Short circuit will get took place. So this 5 volt is connected with the ground when we are not going to connect this resistance. So what is happening at the time? Your Arduino will get short circuit, or your Arduino will get damaged. So that is very important. That's why we are using that pull up and pull down, so that very less current should be flow in the circuit, and you will able to run it, able to use it in a very simple way, so that you can use it. So this one is a pulled up resistor, and this one is a pull down resistor. So when you are not going to connect this pull down resistor, so what is happening? So direct maximum current will pass through the Arduino and it will get damaged. But when we are going to do pull down, so few amount of current will pass through this ground, and only small ground current will go to the Arduino. So that is very important to use it pull up and pull down resistor. So that same circuit I am going to make it on the Tinkercad. Let's see it. Let's make it. Yes. So come back to Tinkercad. So I'm going to show that how you can use this pull up and pull down resistor. Before that, one more things I want to tell you about this push button. Yes. So this one is my push button. You can see. So how push button is working, that you can visualize it over here. Okay. So in this push button, you can see it. There is two things over here. Yes. So what we can use it. So in this push button, this one is connection that I told you earlier also. This one is working as a pull down resistor. So how push button we can connect it? In this push button, these pins A and C are by default connected. A and C are by default connected. B and D are also connected over here. So this connection is over here inside it. A and C are connected and B and D are connected by default. When you are going to press it, then this will get connected with this. So this will also get connected, and A will get connected with B and C will connected with D. So these are push button connections. So how we have to use it? We have to make this circuit with push button. We have to use one resistance, and then we have to connect it. So let's see how we can do it. So let me come back to Tinkercad. So over here I'm going to use this push button, this resistance, that same circuit I'm going to make it over here. So let's see how you can make it. So first I'm going to discuss about only this resistance, and I'm going to connect it like this. So that I'm going to connect it over here. So that you can see it over here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to connect it, like this, so that you can connect it. Or after that I'm going to connect with battery also. You can take any other battery or whatever battery you want to take it. So you can take this battery, one battery. You can visualize it in a simple way how circuit is working. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to connect positive with this push button with this terminal. Okay. So this positive I have connected with this, and this one is connected with ground. So now I'm going to get output from this point, or from this point we have to take output. So how to take output over here? Let's see it. So this one is connected, but this one is not connected. From over here we have to take output. So I'm going to use multimeter to check output. Because as I told you, these 2 points are by default connected. So these 2 points are by default connected. So when we are going to get output, so we are not going to get any output with the help of this. So we have to use separate multimeter. So with the help of multimeter, we have to take output. So what I'm going to do, how I'm going to connect that multimeter, ground, negative, we have to connect with negative, and positive, we have to connect with output. So output I'm going to take with this button. Okay. So let's see it how it is working. So by default, how much voltage you are getting? That is very small voltage. That is very error signal. So as you are going to press this button, you are getting 2.97. So that is 3 volt battery. So you can increase that resistance a little bit, about 10 kg, 10 kilo ohm. So now you are going to get that output, that is 3 volt. So by default, that is approximate 0 volt. No need to worry about it. That is error signal, and this one is 0 volt. So as you are going to press it, you are getting high, otherwise low. So this one resistance we have used over here, that is pull down resistor. So I'm going to use it as a pull up resistor now. So for that I have to replace my connections. So how we have to replace it? We have to connect this in the reverse order. So this wire we have to connect it with 5 volt. And this end we have to connect with ground. So you can take this one. This one I'm going to connect with ground. Okay, and this wire we have to connect with this. Okay, same circuit I'm just making it over here. So I'm going to tell you circuit also over here how it is working. So don't worry about it. Don't get confused. So this one circuit I made over here. What is about it? Positive is connected with resistance. So this one is my resistance. This one is connected with my output, and over here I have connected one push button. This one is my push button, and this terminal is connected with ground. This one is negative, this one is positive. Okay, this one is my circuit. So now you can see that same circuit I made it over here, and output I'm going to check from this point, this terminal. So let's see what is happening. So as when we are not going to press this button, so you are going to get output, that is 5 volt. And as you are going to press that button, you are going to get, that is 0 volt. That you can see. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to check it out. So how we can check it out? Start simulations. Very simple. So I'm going to start simulations. Now you can see output is coming how much? 0 volt. It means we are having some wrong connections. Positive. Okay, so positive we have connected. Yes, this ground. Yes, this one wrong connection. I did it over here with multimeter because earlier I did it. So what we have to do it? This positive. This one is output, and this one is ground. So my ground is connected with this now. Now you can check it out. So by default you will get 3 volt. So that is pull up resistor. That resistance is working as a pull up. So as I'm going to press it, so you are getting 0 volt exactly. Again 3 volt, pressing it 0 volt. 0 volt, 3 volt. So are you able to identify it, how it is working? That you can see. So that we can use it like this, that is pull up and pull down. So there is some internal pull up also in the programming that I will discuss later on also, that how you can use that internal pull up also. Yes, multimeter negative terminal I connected it, I corrected it. Thank you so much. Yes. So over here, this one is my pull up and pull down. So same circuit we have to use with the Arduino. So now I'm going to use that circuit with the Arduino. Just we have to replace that battery, and we have to connect Arduino board over here, and we have to read that high and low signal from that push button. So now this one was connected with 5 volts. So I'm going to connect it with 5 volts. And this terminal wire connected with ground. So I have connected with ground. Yes, that's all. Just 5 volt and ground I have connected with my Arduino. So output I'm going to take from this for multimeter. Same output I'm going to read with the Arduino. 4 number pin you can take it, because we did with 4 number pin. Any pin you can take it over here in a digital 0 to 30. So let's start it. How it is working. So over here you are getting 5 volt. So as you are going to press it, you are getting 0 volt, because we have supplied 5 volt over here. Earlier we have supplied 3.3 volt with that coin battery that you can see. That coin battery voltage rating is 3.3, sorry, 3 volt. So now we are getting 5 volt by default. As I'm going to press it, we are getting 0. Okay, that is pull up resistor we have used over here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to write a code. Code will be same that right we have written previously. So pull up and pull down whatever we are reading. So code will be same for reading any digital signal. So this one is by default code. So I'm going to take input, read digital pin. So we have used 4-number pin, and after that we have to do serial pin, or we can take some variable also. But I will tell you first of all what is variable. Then I will come back to variable also, how you have to take variable over here. So you can go to serial print at the output, serial print, and you can do it like this. Okay. So over here you can see digital read at 4-number pin. Now after that you are going to check it out that how much value is coming at the serial monitor. Code is same that we did it previous. So now by default value is coming 1. Why it is so? Because you are going to supply 5 volt by default without pressing push button. So as you are going to press button, the value will be 0. Value will be 0. That you can see. So you are going to read your digital signal using push button. So whenever you are going to use push button, you have to use that pull up or pull down. So why we are not using that resistance in a sensor? So when we are going to use resistance, so over there no need to use resistance, because by default in a sensor there are many pull up and pull down resistor are connected. So no need to connect resistance over that pull up and pull down resistance in that sensor. So in some resistance we are using it. So that I will let you know where we have to use that pull up and pull down. But before that, I have to tell you that what is voltage divider, and then only you will able to understand that different analog sensor reading or any kind of resistive sensor data reading. So that I will share with you. So now what we are going to make, we are going to we want to glow some LED using this push button. When we are going to press this push button, so our LED should be turned on. So let's see how we can build some logic over there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a logic for LED on off using this push button. So as I'm going to press this push button, so buzzer can be on or LED can be on. So that I'm going to do it. So this one is simple serial. Let me delete it first so that you can visualize it. So how I'm going to do it? I'm going to read that push button, input, read digital pin, 4-number pin. Okay. After reading it, we have to use some condition on this. If and else condition we have to use it. These are control conditions over here in a program. So you can use if and else conditions. If then else. So in if and else condition, how you can use it? You can put that block over here, but it is not working. So this block is not working over here. Yes. So when we are going to create a code over here, that I told you yesterday I shown you, I think. So I think I have not shown you yesterday. I will show you today that how, I think I have shared with you or not yesterday. Yesterday I shared with you or not about uploading in a hardware. I told you yesterday or not about uploading that code in a hardware. I think I shared with you. Okay, no, don't worry, I will let you know tomorrow. Today, whatever code we are generating from over here in a text, this one is the code. That code directly we can upload in our Arduino hardware from online also. That I will let you know how you can do it. So don't worry, I will let you know. So I'm going to, because this one code we are generating for hardware only. This one code we are generating for hardware only. Because over there we can simulate it, but after that this code we can upload in the hardware. So coming back to block, so you can see how our condition also, how condition is being implemented. So I'm going to take this if and else condition, if else, you can see it, but we are not able to fit it over here. So for that we have to go to math, some comparator we have to take it, some comparison block we have to take it. Take this second block, then you can put it easily over here. Now you will able to put this block over here, so that you can do it. Again I'm repeating, you can put it over here. Yes. So what value you are reading in a digital pin? You are reading 0 or 1. So you can make it equal to, either it will equal to 0 or 1. So by default it is 0. So you can make it, by default it is 1. So make it 0. So when the sensor value, that push button value will be 0. So you want to perform some conditions. So what condition you want to do? You want to give some output. So you can take that pin, digital pin that we did it previously, that is digital output. And you can take any pin number. So I'm going to take it 10 number high, then duplicate it, 10 number pin low. So I'm going to take input and also I'm going to give output. Now you can see we are reading if condition and we are comparing that sensor value, that push button value that we are reading at 4 number pin. If that value is equal to 0, then we are going to write digital write 10 number high. So as we are going to do 10 number high, we have to define over here also 10 number pin is output. That is automatically is happening over here in graphical code to embedded C code. So I'm going to run it. But before that we have to connect one LED is also a 10 number pin. So let's do it. How we can connect one LED over here, the 10 number pin that you can see. So now I'm going to connect this LED to 10 number pin. So over here, start simulations. So this LED is not working now. Your code is working, but this LED is not working. As your sensor value will be high, this LED will get turned on. High mean by default it is high. As you are going to press it, it will give 0 signal, 0 logic. So your LED should be on. So let me check it as I'm going to press it. So let me press it. Yes, LED is turning on. After releasing this button, LED is off. That you can see. This one is working fine. Okay. So if you want to turn motor on also, that also you can do it. So what you can do, you can replace this LED with the motor, but by default in a hardware you no need to connect motor directly. As I told you, maximum current output you can give, that is 40 milliampere. So if you are going to connect motor, motor is consuming approximate 145 milliampere. So you cannot connect with the hardware, but I'm going to check it in a simulation over there. You can run it. So if I want to control my motor with my push button, that also I can do it. As long as I'm going to press this button, motor is working. After releasing this button, motor is not working. So with the if condition and else conditions, more than 70% you can make your project, more than 70%. So this one was digital input and this one is digital output. So you can replace with this digital input with the sensor also, that also you can do it. And as I told you, that PIR sensor, and you can make it automatic. So when you are going to use PIR sensor over here, so you can make, when any person is coming on in front of your in front of sensor, that motor will operate and your door will get open automatically. So this project is automatic door opening. So I'm going to replace this push button with the PIR sensor. Let's replace it with PIR sensor. So that is digital sensor. So no need to connect resistance with the PIR sensor. So how your automatic door opening is working? So over there, then one motor is being attached and mechanism of that motor is being attached with slider mechanism so that your door can slide it. So this one is ground. So I'm going to connect the ground with ground. Power we have to connect it with 5 volt, and this one is signal. So signal pin we have to connect it with 4 number pin because it will give digital signal. Start simulation. Now by default motor is working because this one working as a this signal will come by default, that is when you are not going to, any person is not in front of sensor, it will give 0 signal. So by default it will work. So we have to change this logic 0 to 1. So over here also it will get changed automatically. So when sensor value will be high, then only this motor should be work. Now it will not work. So as you can see it, any person is coming in front of sensor, then only it will work. You can see it. Now it is working it. That is automatic door opening. That is automatic door opening. Also use accelerometer or accelerator. What kind of accelerator you are talking about it? Yes, yes, that can also be used in accelerator also, and sometimes that accelerator is being used with this sensor, but over there IR sensor is being used. When we talk about when we are going in a metro station, over there in accelerators, you will find automatic accelerator. When you are going to enter over there, then they will start. So that IR sensor is being used, but logic is same. Logic is same that if any person is coming, that accelerator start rotating it. That also you can use it. So there are many applications of this project that you can use it: automatic door opening, accelerator, and at your home also. If any, you can mount this some buzzer also. You can connect it over here. If any intruder is going to enter at your home, so that also buzzer will ring and you will able to identify it, able to detect it. That also you can do it. So this project you can make it with IR sensor, and you can use IR sensor also over here. IR sensor is working with the same digital output it will give, and you will able to use it. So any digital sensor you can use with this. Okay. So now I'm going to sum up it over here, because if I will continue it, it will be very lengthy for you. So you people will not able to do practice. So now I'm coming back to question and answer. If you are having any kind of queries that you can ask in the chat box. So if there is any kind of queries that you can ask in the chat box. Yes. So now you can type your queries if you are having any kind of doubt that you can ask over here. Yes, please type in the chat box. I think there will be a lot of doubts over here. Okay, Arduino hardware design is fine. Okay, okay, thank you so much. Yes. Is there any doubt, any kind of queries? Okay, software part. So software part is graphical programming, we have to use it. Okay, thank you so much. So over here we have to use graphical programming, and after that we can make simple embedded C code. Don't worry, I will share with you. Don't worry, I will share with you practically also how you can upload your code in the hardware from the Tinkercad. From Tinkercad, how you can upload your code from Arduino software. That I will let you know. Don't worry. So we are going to do everything in a detail in upcoming session. Yes. So that is correct. I'm just going to respond that questions. When we are going to buy a hardware, so same code we can upload. Whatever code we are generating from Tinkercad, that same code we can upload in the hardware. So that same code we can upload it over there. So that's why we are generating it. So I will let you know tomorrow that how we can upload that code in a hardware. Don't worry about it. Yes, I will share with you PPT in the PDF format. Don't worry about it. Last of this workshop. Okay, So I told you earlier also, at the end also, at the end of this workshop also, I will let you know that which Arduino board you can use for what applications. So that I will let you know, don't worry about it. Okay, is there any kind of other queries? You can type in the chat box and I will be happy to respond to you. So for video, admin will do that activity to share that video. Okay, thank you so much. If there is no doubt, I'm going to sum up it over here and kindly do some practice also. Okay. So thank you so much. So we are going to sum up it over here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Uh, we should stop over here or we should continue right now. If you want, we can continue also. But if I will continue it, the other part will get washed out. So that
Sir,
I don't
because
want to.
there are 15 minutes, so explain them how to upload into Arduino. So that can be
How
completed.
to, okay, yes, that I'm going to upload, update it. So how to upload in the Arduino, because we are having a time right now. Yes. So this one is my Arduino hardware. This one is my Arduino hardware. So how I can upload any code in my hardware, that is very important part. So from the Tinkercad, how we can upload it. So first of all, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you that how you can do it. So let me show you my Tinkercad. So this one is my code. I'm just going to make a simple code because I'm having a directly LED. That LED I'm going to connect it with my board. Then later on I will show you some project also. So go to code, delete by default code, go to output, take this block, select any pin, 10, 12, 11, any pin you can select it. I'm going to select 11 number pin. Duplicate it. Let me delete it first. Okay, if sometime your Arduino will get stuck like this, you can refresh it. I'm going to refresh it. Okay, go to code again and delete this now. Okay. So over here, I'm going to delete it also. So you can go to control, take delay, then you can duplicate it. So 11 number pin high for 1 second and low for 1 second. This one is simple blink example. So I'm going to connect one LED with my hardware 8 pin number 11. 11 or 10, whichsoever pin I'm using over here. So 11 number pin I'm using, so I'm going to connect my LED over here. So be with me, I'm just going to connect it. So I'm going to generate that code first, then after that I'm going to upload it. So first of all, you have to go to block plus text. You can see it. This one is your code. That is 11 number output. I'm going to copy it. So what you have to do, first of all, copy. After making copy of this code, how you can do it? Okay. So let's see it. So over here, what we are going to do, this code I have copied it. Then after that, we have to go to Arduino website, arduino.cc, arduino.cc. So this website, we have to open it, and over there, we have to, so let me open it again. Okay, Arduino, Arduino. cc. This one is my Arduino website. Arduino.cc website we have to open it. So Arduino, you can go to home. So this one is my Arduino website, Arduino.cc over here. So what we have to do after going in this website, so what we have to do, we have to click on that software. In a software, there is online tools. So in online tools, we can work over there. We can open Arduino web editor. We can click over here. So we have to click on Arduino web editor. So again, repeating what we have to do, go to software, open online tool and click on Arduino web editor. It will ask about your sign in. So I'm going to do sign in over here. So you have to create your account over there in this Arduino website, and after that you will able to do sign in. So again, you have to click on Arduino web editor. So your Arduino software will get open on the cloud. Your Arduino software will get open on the cloud. No need to download it. So this one is your Arduino software. So over here, this one is sketch, this one is example, this one is a library, this one is a monitor, serial monitor, and from over here you can create new sketch. This one for verifying your sketch, you can upload your sketch and you can share your sketch. So that you can do it. This one is a workspace, sketchbook over here. So what I'm going to do, whatever code I have copied over there from the Tinkercad, that code I have to paste it over here. That code I am just going to paste it. So after pasting our code, what we have to do, you have to take your Arduino board and you have to connect that USB port with your computer. Now you can see, before connecting my USB port, you can see it, the Arduino Uno is showing, but the port is wire is not connected with the cloud. This one I'm doing on the cloud, very important. So no need to install any software, no need to download anything. So I'm just going to connect my board with this, with the Arduino with computer. After that, you will able to see, yes, COM port is coming. That is my hardware COM port with my Arduino COM port, and you will able to see it. Some power is coming in my Arduino board. So after that, what we have to do it, we have to upload this program. You can verify first, and after that you can upload it. So my code is being verified over here, and I have to upload it. So how we can upload it? So for that, we have to just click on this upload part. So it will take 1 and 2 minutes. So let it get complete. Meanwhile, I have to connect one LED over here. Yes. Okay, so my code is uploaded successfully over here. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to connect one LED with my board. So let me connect it. So wait for a second. I'm going to connect it. Yes. So this one is my pin that I'm going to connect it over here. Yes. So this one is my LED. That is simple LED, nothing else over here. That is simple LED, RGB LED. So only two wire I have to use it. One is positive and one is negative. So I'm going to connect this LED with my Arduino board at 11 number pin. So one is ground. So let me see which one is ground. So my white one is ground, orange is ground. So ground wire you have to connect with ground. So you can connect ground wire with the Arduino ground. And then after that, second wire you have to connect with 11 number pin. So I have connected with 11 number pin. Now you can see my LED is blinking. So are you able to see it? My LED is blinking. So that code, what I did, I just generated my code from the Tinkercad and I have uploaded that code in my hardware. So I have generated my code from the Tinkercad and I have uploaded in my hardware. So the same thing I did it over here that you can see. Yes. So whatever code I have generated it, that is being uploaded. If I want to change over here some delay, that also I can do it, or I can do some changes in my Tinkercad also. Over there also I can do it, and I will able to upload it. I will able to run it. So this one is my code. If I want to increase my delay, so what you can do, you can make it 0. Mean I want to increase my LED blinking speed, so that you can do it 0.3. Your code will get changed automatically. Copy it, and again you can go to Arduino web editor, and over there you can upload it. You can upload it. So this one I'm going to upload it again. Upload it like this, and you will able to do it. So now let it get complete. Yes, now you can see my LED speed is fast. Are you able to see it? Are you able to see it? So my LED is blinking with a fast rate with a delay of 300 milliseconds. So whatever code I'm going to generate on the Tinkercad, same code I can also upload in my hardware directly on the cloud also. Might be earlier you have used Arduino, but this one I have used over here, that is cloud version of Arduino. So without downloading any software right now from on the spot, you will able to do it. Okay, so I'm going to sum up over here. If there is any doubt to any participant, that they can ask. If there is any doubt, that you can ask over here. I think that doubt get cleared over here, that how we have to connect it. Yes, please. Is there any doubt? So you can type in the chat box. Yes, it will definitely work. Whatever code you are going to write over there in the Tinkercad, you are going to write with a graphically, that you can upload directly in the hardware. So that is very interesting part. If you are going to make any complex circuit also, that also you can do in the Tinkercad, and you can check it out over there, so that you can save your board. Sometimes you are going to make a wrong connection and your board will get damaged. So that you can save it over here in the Tinkercad. So, okay, thank you so much. So I'm going to sum up it over here. Thank you so much. So thank you, Chaitanya sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, some participant is saying that they are having LED, but how to know if this is working or not? So what they can do, if there is, they don't have LED, so in the Arduino there is 13 number LED, built-in LED. So I'm going to remove my LED over here. So just I removed it in my board. I'm going to do program for 13 number pin. Just see it how we can do it. So you can do it 30 number pin, and you will able to see there is inbuilt LED in the Arduino at 30 number pin. So I'm going to just replace it with the 13 number, 11 to 13, and you will able to upload it. So make it 13 and upload it over here in the hardware. So there is inbuilt LED over here in the Arduino, that also you can use it. That is 13 number pin. I want to show that how it is working. So without having any LED, then also you will able to check it in a very simple way. Upload success. So now you can see my LED is blinking over here in my Arduino board, that you can see. Are you able to see that LED? That LED is blinking over here, that red color LED. Are you able to see it? Yes, built-in LED at pin number 13. Yes. Okay, thank you so much. So thank you so much. See you tomorrow.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Please mark as read in your assignments. So నాకు వచ్చే అసైన్మెంట్స్ ఎక్కువ వస్తున్నాయి, కానీ నాకు మార్క్ యాజ్ రెడ్ తక్కువ కనిపిస్తున్నాయి.